Okay. Hi, I'm David, this is Joe, and today we're going to be reviewing Fantastic Meats and the Crimes of Grindelwald?
Grindelwald?
Grindelwald. Yeah, that. Give us a quick premise, Joe.
Okay. So I may sound like a fantastic beast myself, and that's because I lost my voice, but just bear with me. So Fantastic Meats and Where to Cook Them, Crimes of Grindelwald, is the sequel to Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. A part of this 5-movie series that they're going to be doing.
You can tell because this movie is all set up.
Yes. This movie takes place, I guess, a couple years after Fantastic Beasts, maybe a year.
Shortly after.
It's
not too much time has passed, but probably a year or two.
Yeah. And a bunch of stuff is going on. I'm even having trouble coming with a synopsis.
So basically, you find Newt Scamander. There's basically a travel ban on him, and he can't leave the country. He's stuck. They don't want him going anywhere. He's being watched, and he finds out that he needs to go to Paris for various reasons. Without spoilers, I guess.
Yeah.
And then basically all of the characters.
He's trying to find Credence. I mean, he's in the trailer.
That's
he's
true.
in the trailer. He's trying to find Credence.
Initially,
everybody is.
Albus Dumbledore, saying go after Credence, and here's a safe house to Paris, and get the card, whatever. And then he's like,
and Newt's like, I mean, they're gonna lock me up in prison, and he's like, you take risks. That's why I like you. And he's like, okay. And he's like, why can't you do it? And he goes, because I don't want to. Now go, Newt.
I can't move against Grindelwald.
Yeah.
And then he doesn't go. So then Jacob shows up with Queenie, and I don't want to give away spoilers. Yeah. Okay, so stuff happens to where basically Jacob also needs to go to Paris, and so Newt and Jacob, Newt finds out that Tina's in Paris, so then that's when the story really, I want to say, takes off.
That's where it slows down.
but
we really get into the movie there.
It's weird, because that's where the story takes off, but it totally, like you said, slows down as we jump into it.
We've got so many other characters. God, what's her name?
I can't remember any of their names. There's Credence and Nagini.
Yeah. And
they were cool for the short amount of time that they were on screen.
Yeah. They didn't have a lot to do. I feel like that's one of my biggest problems. Nobody had a lot to do. I don't think anybody had anything to do. Like Credence, as much as I like him in the first one.
Love Ezra Miller.
Yeah.
Great, actor. And
he's
didn't have anything to do.
on that one show where it's like, who's the daddy kind of thing. And he's trying to find his parents.
Yeah.
His real parents. And that's his whole thing, and I don't care.
And that's really the big mystery for this entire film. Going into it, I didn't really know what we're going to be, okay, they're going after Credence, or they're going to fight him, what's happening? So, the entire point, it seems like, of this movie is to find out who Credence's parents are. Yeah. So that's really, because a lot of, first half of the movie, I'm trying to figure out, okay, but where are we going with this?
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed the movie. I just can't really pick out why. It's, not a lot happens. They have all these, all these different people and these plot lines that don't really, not a lot of things happens. Then you have Johnny Depp as Grindelwald, and
I thought he did really good as Grindelwald, but again, he doesn't do a lot.
He doesn't do much.
He just doesn't have much to do. And I think this movie tries to do what Empire Strikes Back tries to do, in my opinion. I think A New Hope, you meet your heroes, and you get to know the team, and you like the team, and they're together on this adventure, and they're done. And then the next movie comes along, and they quickly split them up. And they're like, okay, here's all your team members, and they're all doing separate stuff. But I'm really interested in what all of them are trying to do.
Yeah.
This movie has your team from the first movie and splits them up.
Yeah.
And they keep swapping, because there's only 4 of them. Yeah. So they keep kind of swapping who's with who. But I don't really care about what they're trying to do. And I feel like what they're trying to do is just all over the place. And I almost feel like you can take out some of our main characters and the outcome would be the same.
you could probably take this movie out.
Yeah, you could probably take this whole movie out.
I'm assuming the next one is going to have a lot of stuff happen because this one didn't, and this was kind of build up. You know, it's like on Game of Thrones when you have a long season, you have some episodes are more build up than the others.
Yeah.
And I still love this world. I love the characters.
Yeah, I do too.
Just this was a build up episode. Except it's a movie, so we're gonna have to wait another year before you see the next one.
Right.
And that kind of sucks.
And I feel like, you know, some people will forgive this movie and some people won't. But a lot of people give movies. And a lot of people give like Amazing Spider-Man 2 lots of shit because it was a setup movie for something that never happened. But they set up the Sinister Six.
Oh, okay, yeah. I thought you were gonna say the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man 2. I was like, wait, hold up.
Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
They set up the Sinister Six. That's the whole point of that movie, pretty much. And people gave it the most shit, and then so they canceled it. Yeah. But this movie is entirely set up, and I feel like some people will be like, well, that's fine, because we'll have more movies.
Yeah.
And it's like, for me, it's not enough. I would have liked it not to be such a setup movie if it could have stood on its own, but I get that they're making 5. And if this is the only one that I'm kind of like about, then great. I hope the rest are. Yeah. I hope the other 3 are just awesome.
Like I said, I really enjoyed it. It was slow at times because, like we keep saying, not a lot happens. Like there's some fight scenes that go down and some cool, fantastic beasts that pop up. But as far as like a plot or character development, things like that, nothing really comes into fruition.
I felt like they almost went backwards with some of the characters. Just because of like what I thought of them. Like I really liked Newt in the first one. He kind of does the same thing in this one. He doesn't progress as a character really. He doesn't really evolve. But I think he stays pretty close to the same. But Queenie, I didn't like some decisions they made with her. Some of the decisions with Jacob I thought were fine but kind of boring. And I thought Tina's character was a little weird for like half of the movie. I was like, I really
liked when they did show Hogwarts for the brief moment it was. That was like, you know, you almost get chills when they play the music and then you see it, and it's really nice. Yeah, but even then, nothing major really happens. It's just kind of like, oh, yeah, it's cool. Look at that.
Yeah, there's definitely like fan servicey stuff in there, and I'm not one to ever complain about fan service because I like fan service. I'm one of the people that I'm like, if you're gonna give me fan service, sure, I love it. Like I'm like, sure, go ahead.
No, I'm all for it too.
But nothing really happens.
I would say it's almost more worth it to wait until the next one comes out and then see this one right before you see that. Yeah. So you can just quickly get the build up, because right now you get the build up with nothing.
And this is a long movie. Like, it's long. Yeah. They could have made it a lot shorter, and I think that they just made it longer for it to just be a long movie. Like, I think they were just like, it's Harry Potter, let's make it really long. Yeah. Just to make it really long. You could have shaved like 20 minutes off this movie, easy.
Yeah. If you're like me and you just enjoy being in that world and spending time with those characters, and like I still had a good time. I still enjoyed it. I had fun. You know, I brought my kids. They liked it. You know, they just like seeing the weird beasts that come out and things like that.
If they found some.
You find a little.
Yeah, there's a couple beasts in this movie.
Beasts.
For it being called Fantastic Beasts.
It's not the point of the movie for sure, but they're in there.
I think if you've watched the first Fantastic Beasts, you should probably watch this one anyway, just because there's gonna be more. And as much as I think you could probably skip this movie, I'm not sure yet, because the next one hasn't come out yet. So maybe check it out, see for yourself, because I have heard mixed things from people who have seen it. My coworker said she freaking loved it. She was like, I love that movie so much.
I really enjoyed it. I think if you're a fan of the world and the characters, that will be enough to carry it. Like if you saw the first one and you're like, man, I love these characters, then you'll have a good time here. Yeah. If you're looking for like a good story and character development and things like that, you're gonna be disappointed and probably bored. But that's bored. Just what the situation is. I think it's leading up to. And
I don't think it's any of the actors' fault.
No.
They all did great in what they were given.
Eddie Redmayne continues to perform well as Newt Scamander.
His not looking at you, kind of not making eye contact, still talking low kind of thing that he does. I like that. I still like that. Young Dumbledore was also really good. Jude Law played
he's fucking
great Dumbledore. I thought he's one of my favorite characters in this movie. Yeah. And if you are a fan of Harry Potter and keep up with like some of the interviews or things that J.K. Rowling has said recently about Dumbledore, you're not really gonna find it here. I think they hint at like what she was talking about.
I mean, it's not hard to put two and two together.
Yeah.
They don't come out straight up and like, you know, talk about his sexuality.
Yeah.
But like, it's not hard to be like, oh, okay, well this happened, so I mean, clearly you just have to put the pieces together.
Right.
But
it you know, don't like go in
I
expecting
wonder if they will.
something like,
You know,
if they'll
they
explore
have
it.
5 movies.
That's true.
Wonder if they're just building up to it. You know, kind of like beating around the bush, and then maybe in the next one they'll come out and.
All I know is I hope Harry's in the 5th one. I think that'd be great.
That would be something.
Yeah. It'll make enough money by then to have to bring them all back.
But yeah, if you've seen it, then let us know what you thought. You know, did you love it? Did you hate it? Were you just happy to see the cool animation in the world, or were you bored out of your mind?
Yeah, and if you're not planning on seeing it, tell us why.
Yeah.
And so we haven't really discussed our rating system in a while.
Yeah.
We're kind of going through a phase.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll just call this movie a Thanksgiving dinner without the cranberry sauce. Like, it's still Thanksgiving dinner, but like, do you really give a shit? Like, I don't know.
For me, it's like Thanksgiving dinner with an overcooked turkey and that weird like homemade cranberry sauce. Like not the good stuff that I like out of the can, but it's like the homemade kind. And it's like you sit down and you eat it, and you're gonna enjoy yourself because it's Thanksgiving and you're about, you know, family and stuff. But the food's bad.
Yeah.
So
food's bad, but you're still enjoying it.
Yeah.
Right?
So that's our rating for this movie. Happy Thanksgiving.